Module 15, Lab 1, Task 2. Perform a SQL injection attack against MS SQL to extract databases using SQL Map. All right, on my Parrot security machine, I'm going to open a browser. We're going to navigate to moviescope.com. We're going to log in as a password of Sam, username of Sam, password of test, and not save the login information. All right, once we're logged in, click the View Profile tab and make note of the URL in the address bar of the browser. Okay, right-click anywhere on the web page and click Inspect Element from the context menu. And in the console, type in document.cookie and enter. All right, we're going to select the cookie value and then right-click and copy it, selecting only the contents between the parentheses. All right, now we're going to load a new Mate terminal window. Get root access. And in the Parrot terminal window, we're going to type in SQL Map, TAC U for URL, http moviescope.com profile equals quote tac cookie equals quote, double quote, paste, double quote, tac DBS. All right, the DBS enumerates the DBMS databases. The cookie specifies the HTTP cookie header value, and the U specifies the URL. Go ahead and press enter. This query causes SQL Map to enforce various injection techniques on the name parameter of the URL in an attempt to extract database information. If you get the message, do you want to skip test payloads? Type yes. For any remaining messages, we'll type yes. And again, any other messages, answer yes. SQL Map will soon retrieve the databases present in the MS SQL Server. It'll also display information about web server, OS, web application technology, backend, DBMS, etc. And again, we got one more yes. And there's our databases. All right, now we need to choose a database and use SQL Map to retrieve the tables in the database. All right, in this lab, we're going to determine the tables associated with the database MovieScope. So we're going to arrow up, keep the majority of the query intact or the command intact. We're going to back up and do a tac capital D movie scope, tac tables, to enumerate the tables of the movie scope database. All right, so again, capital D specifies the database, tac tables, database tables. All right, SQL map retrieves the table contents, it's a table of contents, of movie scope database and displays them as you can see on my desktop. All right, now you'll need to retrieve the table content of the column user login. So again, arrow back. This time it'll be D movie scope, capital T for tables, user underscore login, capital L, tac dump, and enter. All right, that dumps the user IDs, the names, and the passwords. All right, you'll see that under the password column, the passwords are shown in plain text form. All right, to verify the login details are valid, you should try to log in with the extracted login details of any of the users. To do so, switch back to the browser, and we'll take John and Qwerty as an example. Close the Developer Tools window, log out, and then log in as John, password of Qwerty. And sure enough, we're in. All right, you can observe you've successfully logged into the MovieScope website with John's account. We're going to choose to not save. Now switch back to the Parrot terminal window. And this time, we're going to get an OS shell. So tac OS tac shell and press enter. This is our prompt for an interactive operating system shell. And again, if we get prompted with any questions, we're going to type yes and continue. All right, and we're in. Once SQL Map acquires the permission to optimize the machine, it's going to provide us with an OS shell. Type in host name and press enter. We're going to get prompted. We'll say yes. And there is our host name, Server 2019. All right, type task list and enter. Yes. And there's our process table, task manager contents. All right, following the same process, you can use various other commands to obtain further detailed information about the target machine. All right, to view all the available commands under the OS shell, just type in help and enter. Not bad. All right, this concludes the demonstration of how to launch a SQL injection attack against MS SQL to extract databases using SQL Map. Go ahead and close all open windows. And that completes our lab and our demonstration.